If you're living with Hashimoto's, you know that what you eat can make or break your thyroid health. And if you've already cut out everything and nothing has helped, then these 10 foods might finally help the needle for you. You need foods that are rich in key nutrients that your thyroid requires, low in iodine, and proven to help combat inflammation. Let's break down the top 10 foods for Hashimoto's and talk about why they work. My name is Dr. Christianson. I'm a board certified naturopathic endocrinologist with 30 years experience of treating thyroid disease naturally. So here's the thing, Hashimoto's is the cause behind 97% of hypothyroidism. And it's easy to find lists of foods not to eat based upon theories that apply to some people but not everyone about things like gluten or dairy or lectins or AIP type foods. But we also want to think about what to eat, which foods bring in the things you need, which foods give safe amounts of iodine, which foods control inflammation, which foods can make a big difference for your gut health and your blood sugar. So that's what these top 10 are based upon. With iodine, your goal is to stay under about 100 micrograms per day. I won't talk about the iodine for each of these foods, but each one is typically about less than 10 micrograms per serving, along with the other benefits they provide. The first category I want to mention is foods that have good evidence for supporting gut health and giving your body an easier time regulating blood sugar. One of the first ones that's kind of fun, green bananas. We often don't even do anything with these until they're more ripe, but they're really rich sources of a compound called resistant starch. There's so much evidence that resistant starch gives stable cortisol, higher amounts of gut butyrate, steady even blood sugar, and there's many ways by which this is all important for your thyroid health. As long as they're not spotted and have a little bit of green left, they're a good source of resistant starch. You can eat them as you would any other bananas. Next up are lentils. A lot of neat things about lentils. One of the big nutrients they supply that's critical for your thyroid is zinc, and that's also one that many people do run low in. When there's too little zinc, that can be a big problem for activating thyroid hormones, specifically breaking down reverse T3 into T2, which is super important. Like the green bananas, they're also a secondary source of dietary resistant starch. Third in this gut health category would be flax seeds. These are rich in omega-3 fats and lignans. When these lignans are ingested by the gut bacteria, they make many good hormone modulating agents. That means your body can do a better job at how it moves thyroid hormones into and out of storage. Then we think about key vitamins and minerals. So pumpkin seeds are a really fun one. They're dense sources of magnesium, and also many with thyroid disease run low in magnesium. Brazil nuts are so dense in selenium, 2 to 4 can give pretty much your full day's requirement for selenium. The exciting thing, it is possible to overload on selenium, especially from supplements. You don't want to exceed 300 micrograms from supplemental selenium. Brazil nuts have a kind of selenium which is extremely unlikely to bioaccumulate. Even though the amount can vary from batch to batch, you're probably not going to get overloaded on that. Another fun one here is yams. Yams are dense in carotenoids. They're also high sources of vitamin E, which is unusual for a lower fat food. Carotenoids help the body with vitamin A activation. And we need that for making sure that the cells respond properly to TSH, the TSH receptor. That's critical for thyroid cells to have healthy metabolism. Now, those with thyroid disease can't convert carotenoids as well to vitamin A. That doesn't mean you have to have only vitamin A. It means carotenoids still work, but you may need more of them. And that's why it's nice to have some rich dietary sources. Next up here would be good old spinach. I love the pre-washed baby spinach leaves. It's a really handy food to throw into all kinds of things. So I mentioned magnesium. They've got a lot of that, a lot of the carotenoids and beta carotenes as well, but they're also super dense in chlorophyll. Now, what's cool about chlorophyll, this is like plant blood. One of those can be BPAs, and there's good evidence that BPAs are a real problem with thyroid health. Chlorophyll traps BPA in the intestinal tract, so less of it reabsorbs and more of it leaves. We poop it out and don't store it. And that's true for many things we're exposed to from the environment. Chlorophyll is a great thing for detox. Now we're going to think about some foods that combat inflammation in general. And walnuts are really good this way. Lots of evidence about walnuts having good anti-inflammatory properties. Also dense in omega-3 fats. Specifically, they can lower inflammation and support cognitive function. They can help with the kind of brain fog that's common with thyroid disease. Other things that are dense in anti-inflammatory compounds, avocados, really nice and rich sources for monounsaturated fats, and also polyphenols. Also really dense in potassium, which is a common lacking in thyroid disease. And last up for anti-inflammatory would be garlic. Garlic has many sulfur compounds, and these support detoxification, and they also do a good job helping various detox pathways that regulate thyroid hormones. Some key takeaways: thyroid friendly eating. It's really, don't think about it just as restriction. It's also about smart inclusion, not just what you avoid, but what you eat. Think about centering your diet on good foods like the ones I mentioned. Include a few of these on a regular basis. Also be aware of some of the biggest foods to avoid, because there are foods you want to be aware. It's another video that I made about 10 worst foods for Hashimoto's. Thinking about the 10 to eat, 10 to avoid together can go a long ways towards improving your thyroid health. And if you want to know which best foods to focus on, I've got a free download in the description below. This is going to have the green light, yellow light, and red light foods from the Thyroid Reset Diet. You can grab it for free and start your thyroid journey with some more guidance. Remember, taking control of your health, it's really about small, consistent steps. Think about choosing foods that support your thyroid, and by doing so, you're already on the right path. For more tips and inspiration, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a thing. And I'd love to hear from you. Of the foods below, which ones would be easiest for you to add in, or what are some of your favorite thyroid-friendly foods you already eat? All right, Dr. C with you. Take great care.